Every year in New Mexico, there is the Vine and Wine Society holds a wine show. It's a statewide wine show. And then each year they have a category which is for the Premier Vintners Award. And so in 2022 it was for Chardonnay. Our Chardonnay was selected as the best wine in show. So we won the Premier Vintners Award, which then leads into kind of Winemaker of the Year. It's extremely great recognition. We work very hard here. We primarily try to really focus on the quality. We really are trying to change, perception of New Mexico wine. A lot of people that come through these doors have traveled to other wine areas. They've either been to California or the East Coast. So they're incredibly surprised, like, oh, you grow grapes in New Mexico? Where New Mexico is actually the oldest wine growing state in North America. Rio Grande Winery was founded in 2006 by the original owner, Gordon Steele. He planted the 10-acre vineyard that's here at the winery. And then part of a new ownership, we bought this place in 2020. So since then, we've made a number of changes to the winemaking style, rebranding, just with our label artwork and our images, and a little bit in the farming practices as well. If you ask anybody what wine from this area was like 15, 20 years ago, it didn't have exactly the best reputation, but definitely in the last 5 to 10 years, that is like getting way, way better because there's a number of new winemakers in this area all over New Mexico. So the quality is rapidly improving. We're here in the Mesilla Valley, so just outside of Las Cruces. This area is very unique. The soil here is very fertile. We're right by the Rio Grande River. You may not notice it too much, but there's an extremely long history in this area of farming. It's almost 400 years for grapes, but it's much longer for a number of other crops in this area and people in general. We do get a unique little microclimate here because we are at elevation. So it's been extremely hot, and then the vines, people think that the heat is great for vines, which it is. But when it gets too hot, the vines actually shut down. They go into a preservation type mode, and they do shut down during the extreme heat of the day. So it does delay that ripening period a little bit. And then unfortunately too, the other thing is when it gets extremely hot, we do lose acid from the grapes. And it's primarily more from a microbial standpoint, along with a tiny bit of your taste and flavor. So we do need a little bit of acid in wine to help keep it stable in the bottle. It's been a little bit of a challenging kind of run, combined with just a number of other factors. We handpick all of our grapes, so finding labor has been a little bit of a challenge. We actually found a great crew this year, and they're doing an awesome job. This year, I'm not sure what's going on in the world climate, but it's been a crazy bird year. So we've had a lot of bird pressure this year from a very, very early on. The birds do migrate through this area, so there's kind of a season, but they started really early. We use netting to kind of mitigate the birds. We do no additives or back sweetening. Everything is 100% natural in that it comes from the grapes that we actually grow. We pick our grapes as early as possible in the morning, really allowing just the natural flavors of the grapes to come through. For red fermentation, we ferment on the skins. So this process is punch downs. So we do this once or twice a day. Red grapes, the juice inside a red grape is actually clear. So fermenting with the skins allows us to extract the color. So that's kind of where the color from red grapes comes from. Number one, we're like mixing the skins into the wine. We're introducing a little bit of oxygen for the yeast. So you can see the bubbles, like the fermentation. The process for the red wines, we then age everything in oak barrels and just allowing the naturalness of the wine to come through. We let it settle, and then we put it into barrels, and that's where we age all the wine, from anywhere from 10 months to 10 to 18 months. We try to get those in bottle in the fall, ready for holiday season. My role is really taking those grapes that we work very hard to grow all year into the winery, and then really not to mess it up. We gotta and then it pays off when we get to the end. We have a great team here. We have a great vineyard crew. We have a great hospitality crew for the tasting room experience. And so it's just a great recognition for all the hard work that everybody puts in.